4K cinematic mode on the new iPhone 14 Pro. It's here, it's real, and it's spectacular. Also, we're gonna check out some action mode and what are the cameras really like on the new 14 Pro. The very first thing I noticed was that it was sharper. And how about that front-facing camera? Can you finally use the selfie camera now? Hey, this is Rick. Welcome to VidTech with Rick. Well, we're going to try out some of the iPhone 14 Pro camera angles, lenses, action mode, blah, blah, blah. Not a super detailed, just kind of a quick initial kind of review. This is the front-facing camera. What do you think? We're going to go through a couple of things. Okay, so what I noticed on my 13 Pro, I accidentally engaged the cinematic mode, but I had to shoot in 4K, so I couldn't use that shot. But it actually did really, really good. So I'm very excited for the cinematic mode on my 14 Pro to see how it goes. Yeah, we're in cinematic mode, and I think it looks pretty good. I don't know, but the thing about cinematic mode is you can adjust it later in post.
So in Final Cut Pro, you can adjust the depth of field from 2.0 to 16.
Which is kind of cool. But if this looks good, I think I'll finally be able to use some cinematic mode in 4K. I love it. I think, thank you, Apple. All right, so let's do a dramatic scene. The solar panels are using up all the sun. What are we gonna do? So this is cinematic mode. And obviously in Leafs, it looks like crap. You would never, ever use this here. But check this out. I mean, this looks fantastic. And we're getting a natural kind of bokeh, especially if we zoom in. We're getting a natural bokeh with the sun shining in the back, and it looks fantastic. Now, I hate that lens flare. That lens flare is still there. Look at that little dumb lens flare. I hate it. Look at that. God, Apple needs to fix that. That really is pissing me off. But check out these leaves and the sun and the natural bokeh that the lens gives you. But the cinematic mode, it can't even touch it. But honestly, the cameras on the 13 Pro and the 14 Pro are so good. You get a bokeh if you're close enough to the camera. You get a bokeh anyway. Like for instance, this product shot, you're getting a bokeh anyway. So the cinematic mode is kind of like and I'd rather shoot 4K 60p. But I definitely will use cinematic mode in certain circumstances now because you can dial it up or down. That I love. I love the ability to be able to change the focus later in post. That's cool. That's very cool. So I usually don't use the front-facing camera anymore because it's just the other lenses are so much better. So I'm purposefully using the front-facing camera just to see what's going on. This is cinematic mode with the front-facing camera. The front-facing camera is supposed to be improved. Now I've got, the shadows going here. Now I'm not camera ready. I look terrible. But this morning I had to go down to the beach and kind of do a quick shots of product shot for this job I'm doing. I'll explain later. I'm on a time crunch. I'm not used to it yet. How is it going to do okay? Well, it turned out to be great. The very first thing I noticed was that it was sharper. A lot sharper. Like when I when I showed the ocean and the rocks in the ocean and the seaweed stuff on the rocks, I was like, oh, that's really sharp. I love action mode. Action mode is actually pretty good. So if you're doing some action, or you're doing jumping jacks, or you're running, how's it doing? Now we're in the 1x lens in action mode. How's it doing? Okay, now this is the 1x lens, just the main camera lens, without action mode, but I'm trying. This is the wide angle lens running with action mode on. Okay, and this is 1x action mode, but running. That seems to be doing better. So action mode is zooming in, not good. Let's do it real quick. So I'm probably not going to be in frame as much because I can't tell. We've got action mode on, but on the wide angle lens. So let's try it again. Okay, so action mode and cinema mode don't work together. Now my 13 Pro was pretty good at doing like a gimbal style action mode. And it is better, but it didn't blow me away. Maybe in editing it'll blow me away, but it seems like if you are just steady with your hands, you can get the same kind of gimbal thing I was getting with the 13 Pro. So I think it's probably the same, it's just my mind. But action mode is cropping in, and I don't really love that. Don't crop in, I don't like that. I didn't find that the action mode was that interesting, but I need to do more tests. So this front-facing camera it's pretty terrible. It's good, it's fine, but let me switch to the back camera. Okay, hang on. But this is really cool because you can be, like, literally, the camera is this far from my face. It's this far from my face. I'm touching the camera now. So that's really awesome for bloggers because you can have the camera just really close, but still look like you're far away. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So to wrap this up, my photos looked great. The different lenses looked great. This is just initial test. I think it looks fantastic. I love it. I'm very happy with my purchase. 14 Pro, love it. I think you'll be happy too, especially if you're filming with your iPhone. Give it a try, because if you're not doing super duper client work, or if you just kind of want to add some cool shots, you can get some really cool shots with the iPhone. And now with the 48 megapixel, I can tell already that it's looking great. I looked at some of the footage from my beach and it looked really impressive. I really think the new sensors are working really good. The 48 megapixel sensors, whale watching. It was a lot of fun. It's coming on my other channel, Travel Cruisers. Check it out. All right, guys, thank you very much. So that was my initial impression of the iPhone 14 Pro. I'm gonna do a lot more video tests and stuff, but just to get this out, I wanted to show you something, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.